New York is continuously throwing up new ideas and new people, setting in which political democracy becomes possible as in no other.
The Dutch came to New York City and established a trading post there to make a buck or to make a guilder.
New York, where dreams take flight and skyscrapers pierce the sky. Nestled along the Atlantic, this urban marvel is a blend of countless cultures and styles, an ever-evolving mosaic. The city comprises 5 distinct boroughs: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island, all of which were separate cities until their merger in 1895. So let's dive into the gripping tale of how New York's architecture, urbanism, and planning evolved over time, and witness the transformation of this concrete jungle into the iconic city that never sleeps. New York City, as captured in the off-Broadway show Colin Quinn, The New York Story, is a vibrant blend of nations and cultures. Over a third of its residents were born outside the US, making it one of the most diverse cities in the world. The story of New York began with the Lenape people, who lived between the Delaware and Hudson rivers long before European settlers arrived. In the 16th century, the Dutch founded New Amsterdam, the city's first European name. When the British took over in 1664, they renamed it New York, and over the next 100 years, waves of immigrants from England, the Netherlands, and France poured in. New York quickly became a vital port, fueling the cotton economy and establishing itself as the nation's trading hub, bridging the mainland and the East. As the population surged, so did the city's infrastructure. In 1811, the Commissioner's Plan laid out a grid of streets and avenues in the then undeveloped parts of Manhattan. By 1837, the Croton Aqueduct began delivering fresh water to the city. The New York City Fire Department and police force were established in 1845, and the city saw a flood of new immigrants from Germany, Ireland, and later Italy. Each group created its own community, forming unions, clubs, and businesses. The Irish-American Tammany Hall emerged as a notable example of these organizations, shaping both community welfare and politics in the bustling metropolis. As the 20th century dawned, New York's 5 independent boroughs merged into a single entity, Greater New York. This monumental shift expanded the city's territory from 60 to 360 square miles and boosted the population from 2 million to nearly 3.5 million, reshaping the urban landscape. Post-World War II, a surge of returning veterans and European immigrants fueled a booming economy. The GI Bill made home ownership accessible, driving the creation of vast suburban neighborhoods in eastern Queens and Nassau County. The city, immortalized by photographer Todd Webb, showcased its transformation during these vibrant years. New York emerged as a global leader, with Wall Street at the forefront of American economic power. The United Nations moved to Manhattan's East Side in 1951, signaling the city's rise on the world stage. Yet the late 1960s brought conflict. Real estate mogul Robert Moses's ambitious plans clashed with the anti-urban renewal stance of Jane Jacobs. A passionate citizen movement successfully halted a proposed expressway through Lower Manhattan. By 1965, the city welcomed a fresh wave of immigrants from the Caribbean, Latin America, Asia, and Africa, thanks to the Hart-Celler Act. These new arrivals revitalized a city, grappling with the challenges of post-war deindustrialization, adding new energy and diversity to the ever-evolving metropolis. Following a brief post-war economic surge, the Bronx faced a severe decline from 1950 to 1985. Once a thriving area of moderate-income families, it became plagued by high crime rates and widespread poverty. Yet, a dramatic turnaround began in the late 1980s, bringing economic and developmental revival that continues today. As New York transitioned from an industrial powerhouse to a service-oriented economy, traditional jobs in shipbuilding and garment industries dwindled. The rise of container shipping and corporate relocations to the suburbs further impacted employment. In 1975, the city teetered on the brink of bankruptcy, only saved by a federal bailout and debt restructuring led by Felix Rohatyn and the Municipal Assistance Corporation. Financial oversight from New York State became mandatory. The year 1977 further tested the city's resilience with the blackout and the terror inflicted by the Son of Sam. The 1980s marked the rebirth of Wall Street, as New York reclaimed its place as the global financial hub. Despite this resurgence, unemployment and crime rates remained high, peaking as the decade ended. Yet, the city fought back, launching neighborhood restoration projects that breathed new life into Bedford-Stuyvesant, Harlem, and the Bronx. The influx of immigrants from Asia, Latin America, and other parts of the U.S. added fresh energy to the city, and innovative crime-fighting techniques by the NYPD helped turn the tide. In 1989, history was made when New York elected its first African-American mayor, David Dinkins, emerging from the Harlem clubhouse. However, the city's strength was tested on September 11, 2001, when a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center claimed 2,606 lives. The tragedy shook New York to its core, but it didn't halt the city's determination to rebuild. On November 3, 2014, One World Trade Center opened as a symbol of resilience. Yet, another challenge came in October 2012, when Hurricane Sandy unleashed a destructive storm surge, flooding Lower Manhattan, parts of Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. Streets, tunnels, and subway lines were submerged, and power outages swept across the city and its suburbs. The architectural evolution of New York City. New York's rich and diverse population has influenced a mosaic of architectural styles that define its unique character. In the early 1800s, the city embraced classical elements to rival Europe's grand designs. Castle Clinton, built in 1811 as a circular sandstone fort, stood as a defense for the Dutch settlers of New Amsterdam. Before Ellis Island took the mantle, this fort served as the first immigration depot, marking the beginning of countless stories in the city's history. In 1902, New York unveiled one of its most iconic landmarks, the Flatiron Building. This 20-story marvel, resembling a classic Greek tripartite column, signaled a new era of architectural innovation. Inspired by the grandeur of European capitals, New York underwent a facelift, embracing modern reforms that reshaped its urban landscape. Today, New York is home to over 7,000 high-rise buildings, each one a testament to the city's relentless pursuit of architectural innovation. New York City has also woven itself into the fabric of mainstream media and pop culture, making it an inescapable part of our daily lives. For tourists, New York's blend of architectural styles offers a trail of wonders. Skyscrapers such as the Seagram Building, the UN headquarters, One World Trade Center, 56 Leonard Street, 432 Park Avenue, and the newly constructed One Vanderbilt paint an unforgettable skyline. New York isn't just a city, it's a living, breathing way of life that never stops evolving. That's it for today. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Catch you next time.